supposedly.
Hi. What's up? I'm Rue.
I'm Jessie, and we're a little tired this week, as always.
Yeah, as always. It's
Um,
officially fall here.
Yeah, here too.
Oh,
How did your
okay.
fall transition go?
In like 140-degree day, and I had a sinus headache for about a week.
Oh no.
Oh, it
See,
was
ours,
rough.
Labor Day here was really, really hot, and the very next day, boom, frigid.
That's
rainy.
we had like a 95-degree weekend. I think it was like up to 100 actually. And then it was like 2 days later, it was like 45 and raining. I was like, oh, well, that's over, I guess.
Yeah, that's about what it is here. No
Awesome.
transition.
Nope.
So if you two are experiencing autumn, have we got some fun little stories for you today?
Spooky.
Oh, do you hear the baby in the background?
I did, yeah. It's a spooky baby.
It's a spooky baby.
Do you have any house updates for us? Is the house chill now?
House is pretty chill lately.
Oh.
I haven't really felt anything or haven't really had any gym run-ins. Yeah, since we did that big clearing, it's been really chill. I'm sure at some point we'll leave a burner on or a toilet seat up or I don't know, something, and Jim will pop in to do a checkup. But like I said, he's not really around all the time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it's felt pretty good.
Sweet.
I'll keep you posted, though. I mean, certainly if anything happens, you'll get updated before anybody else.
I have exciting news.
Are you having a baby?
No, God, no. I ordered a mic. That's my baby.
Exciting.
New tech. No, so my audio is going to improve soon because I hate myself every time I have to edit these suckers because every time that I move my head, you can hear my mic move too.
I think you announced that last week.
Yeah, because every week when I edit it, I'm like, wow, I hate myself because I'm a very animated talker. And so I fucking move my head a lot and you can always hear it. So I'm excited to have that improve soon. Not necessarily for our 5 or 10 or however many listeners, but mostly just for me in editing. It's really going to be a self-confidence booster to not loathe myself for that anymore.
I'm excited for you. Just for the record, I don't hear any of that when we're recording, when you're moving and everything.
Awesome.
So I had a nope of the week this week.
Okay.
I did. Yeah, I was scrolling through Pinterest and I saw a picture of an anaconda being filmed underwater. That terrified me.
And you were like, my anaconda don't want none.
What? None. Nope.
None.
It was gigantic. It's like the size of the scuba diver, and the scuba diver's got a camera and is recording it, and I'm like, get the frick out of the way! Like, it's gonna swallow you.
Okay,
it could easily swallow this guy.
So here's my thing. I love snakes. I think snakes are super cute.
What?
I think they're great. But the moment that they hit water, it's over. I cannot do snakes in the water. It freaks me out how they're so fast and have zero appendages. So
snake on land are fine.
Yeah, because snake on land is cute. And snake on land I can outrun.
All right, what about snake and tree?
Snake and tree I'm less fond of.
Okay, so on the scale of snake, it goes snake on ground.
So I also think
pretty peaceful.
I also think
snake on tree, scarier. Snake on water, nope.
I do think it's very practical. It's not like a quicksand thing. But it's like, okay, on the land, the snakes that I've encountered in the wild have been like garter snakes or, black snakes, like cute, friendly neighborhood snakes. Snakes in the water, where we are from in the Midwest, is a water moccasin and will murder you in 5 minutes.
Pretty much.
And so I think that's kind of what has set the tone for me, is that my mom was like, if you see a snake in the water, it will kill you. And I think that has just like ingrained in me so hard. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Mom, I saw a snake in the water. That like I'm still terrified of them as an adult. That's also why I don't play with Ouija boards, is because my mom was like, they will kill you in 5 minutes. What?
Oh, okay.
No, because my mom really drilled it into me that that's a no-no.
See, I nanny for a couple that's out in farmland, and they have a snake tree. It's a tree that was planted over this old well, and because of that, a bunch of snakes live in the ground and all up in there.
And it's super haunted?
And it's a big nope from me. See, all snakes are a nope. I don't mind looking at someone's pet snake in a terrarium if it's small and cute and contained. Okay, whatever. I don't really want to hold a big snake.
Okay.
I don't want to ever see a snake eat.
So I will say, back when I was
water, land, and tree snakes are all a no for me.
So back when I was a nanny, and it's funny to me that we're both nannies because we're both just so determined to be these starving artists that taking care of other people's children is like our go-to. Uh, but no, so when I was a nanny, my twins had a snake. And what I didn't love is that when you have a pet snake, you have to watch them eat.
Oh,
Because
no.
in their death throes, the rodent, typically feeder mouse, will make an attempt to not be eaten, and it can
Of
actually
course.
claw out the snake's eyes or severely injure it. And so you have to watch to make sure that you don't have an injured snake that you have to take to the vet, which is a very alarming thing to just like voyeuristically watch the snake murder something for food. It's not my favorite.
My roommate, Christy, her ex had a couple snakes as pets. And when he passed, she ended up taking care of them. And she tells a story about how she's terrified of snakes, doesn't like them.
Mm-hmm.
She had to bag one of them and take it to the vet because it was like making a weird sound.
Oh.
So she got out like kitchen tongs and threw it in a pillowcase and like runs to the vet and like puts it on the vet table and doesn't want to touch it and is like, "What's wrong with the snake?" And they had a little plastic screen that they just slid in its mouth and popped its mouth open, and they looked down at its throat and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's got a little cold. He's got a little infection. We'll just give him some antibiotics." And Christy's like, "Can you please find somewhere else for the snake to be?"
I love the idea of her being like a really, really shitty Steve Irwin. She's like, with the tongue, she's like, "Crikey, I fucking hate this." Like, as she tongs the snake into a bag.
Well, she tells the story that one of the snakes was kind of okay, but the other snake just hated everybody that was not her ex.
Yeah.
And so it was not a good relationship
Woof.
between her and the snake. We'll have to have her come on and tell her snake story sometime. It's very funny.
Yes.
So did you see, I tagged you in Facebook on a little haunted mansion here in KC is offering some photo shoots.
I did. And I've been to that haunted mansion, so I'm super sad that I'm, on another continent and can never leave again.
Never?
I mean, until the COVID stuff knocks off.
Well, so probably never.
Probably never, yeah.
We're kind of sucking at getting that under control. Yeah, but if they're offering photo shoots, I'm wondering if maybe they might offer an interview.
That would be super tight.
Yeah, I'd like to do a segment with them. So
yeah.
I'm going to look into that this week. But what did you bring today? Because we assigned each other topics last week.
Well, you're first this week, right?
Oh, I'm first this week.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I will go first then.
Because I had to cover ghosty kangaroos.
What?
Last week I had to cover ghost kangaroos.
Oh, okay. First. All right. I'm like, you didn't cover ghost kangaroos again this week because
Hell
I told
yeah,
you archaeology thing.
They are ancient kangaroos, which are fossilized.
Speaking of creatures that make no sense but exist in the world, I did a cryptid this week.
Ayo!
Ayo! Okay, it's not the longest time.
Mine's not either. It's hard when we challenge each other to do not our specialties.
Right. Well, I liked this one because, hashtag Jessie likes aquatic.
Oh, God.
So I was like, I want to do this one. But I'm like, it's not very long. Surely Ruse will be longer.
Yeah, it's not. But I really like it. We were out at dinner and I told Darnell. I usually run my stories by him to practice telling them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I usually just do that with you and hope that you edit all my bullshit out.
Yeah, but see, I have to edit my own stuff, so I would rather edit less of myself because I really hate listening to my own voice.
So, today I'm going to be doing the Lizard Man of Scapor Swamp.
Okay.
So, on July 14th in 1988, hashtag year I was born.
Woo-woo.
Lee County sheriffs investigated a report of some damage on a car overnight while parked at a home in the area of Brownstown outside of Bishopville in South Carolina. And basically it's kind of on the edges of Scapor Swamp, a swamp that is notorious within that location. The car reportedly had claw and tooth marks and scratches with chunks of hair and muddy footprints left behind it.
No, thank you.
Yeah, right? So Sheriff Truesdale, who was investigating, noted that this was the start of various claims that eventually kind of came to a head into a story about a lizard man in the swamp.
All right.
All right. So, prompted by the news of the vehicle damage, this 17-year-old local kid, Christopher Davis,
Mm-hmm.
told the sheriff that his car was damaged by a creature he described as green, and I'm quoting him here, green, wet-like.
Wet
Wet-like.
like.
What is wet-like?
That's the Cardi B song.
Oh, man.
Ben Shapiro could never.
Described as green, wet-like, about 7 feet tall, and having 3 fingers. It also
Okay.
had red eyes, skin like a lizard, snake-like scales, and he had seen this about 2 weeks prior.
Mm-hmm.
So, according to Davis, he was driving home from working the night shift at a fast food restaurant when his car gets a flat tire. So, he fixes it, and while he's fixing it, he saw a creature walking towards him. He immediately gets in his car and begins to drive, but the creature was soon on top of the car. He
Oh no.
applied the brakes. He slams on his brakes, causing the creature to roll off the car, giving him enough time to escape. Now, so newspapers start covering this, and the media resulted in increased attention for his claims. Local businesses even began selling Lizard Man t-shirts, and the local Chamber of Commerce encouraged the media attention as saying it was good for the community.
Okay.
The increase in newspaper and media attention started, stirring up more reports of sightings in the area. And soon it became a tourist attraction for visitors and hunters trying to hunt the notorious lizard man.
Of course.
There was a local radio station, WCOS, that even offered a $1 million reward to anybody who could capture the creature alive. And on August 5th, Kenneth Orr, an airman stationed in Shaw Air Force Base, filed a police report alleging that he had encountered the lizard man on Highway 15, and he had shot and wounded it.
Did you hear
Were
me
you
just
shocked?
throw my tablet on the ground?
I did.
It fell through the hole.
Quit trying to ruin my story.
I'm sorry.
As evidence, he presented several scales and a small quantity of blood. It's probably small in quality as well, though,
Probably.
since it was a tiny amount. He said that he recounted his account that 2 days later, when he was arraigned for unlawful carrying of a pistol. Oh, hang on, wait. Clearly, I'll smudge this up a bit.
What is that voice? Is that your South Carolina voice? That's where we are, right? We're in South Carolina?
For this story, yes.
Yeah.
I do not know what that is.
Okay.
So a couple days later, he says that it was a false police report and that he had hoaxed the sighting in order to keep stories about the lizard man in circulation. So that kind of sucks.
Rude.
But reports of the creature continued to grow and then decline by the end of summer. Local law enforcement officials speculated that the sightings were likely to have been caused by a bear. Although I don't know really how you get bear from lizard.
A green, wet-like bear.
A green, wet-like bear with 3 fingers that stands 7 foot tall.
It's
That
Ben
sounds
Shapiro.
like one sick bear.
It's Bear Shapiro. Oh my God. Yes, that's. I'm really on this right now.
All right. So many theories have been presented in recollection to the identity of the lizard man, and theories such as potentially a live dinosaur that just somehow didn't die and has been continuing to breed, kind of like the Nessie theories we've heard in the past.
Right.
And even offshoots of evolution in which the reptilian hierarchy continued to evolve alongside the same path as early primates.
Are we on the reptile people thing right now?
We are on the reptile people thing.
Okay.
Although we're not taking a deep dive into it. We're just going to stick our toes in and just dabble them around a little bit. Get them a little damp. Maybe even a little wet-like.
Oh my, not wet like toesies.
Wet like toesies. At one point in time, reptiles ruled the earth, and it's not out of the realm of possibility, most theorists would say, that most dominate the species on the planet could continue to evolve in a small number unseen by mankind. Although no reptilian species known to have man is said to have shown signs of such advanced evolution, the reptile is the oldest and most successful species on the planet and could hold secrets that have yet to come into light. In Lee County, South Carolina, this strange reptilian humanoid has been reported ever since. In fact, in 2010, the TV program Destination Truth featured the legendary creature. Children's books have even come out on it, such as Menile Monsters and Bizarre Beasts, including the monsters in their bestiaries. And
Huh.
Linda Godfrey of America's Monsters included a chapter on the Lizard Man. The Lizard Man has also appeared on the sci-fi TV show Fact or Faked in an episode called Reptile Rampage. I'm sorry. And the original story ran more than over 100 newspapers across the county. That being said, the lizard man of Scape Swamp is not the only reptilian creature said to exist, and I'm hoping in the future I'll get to cover some more cryptids and maybe tell you a little bit more about some other lizard people.
Dude, I'm so down. Hey, I have to go let my husband in because he just texted me that he locked himself out. I'll be right back.
Okay, maybe I can fill some more time while you're gone. I really hope that's Rue and Darnell talking and that she's still recording this, because if you guys can hear that too. So were you still recording? Because I really hope you were. Hey, are you breaking things now?
Hi.
Hey, were you still recording? Because I really hope you were, because there was a lot of really weird sounds that were going on.
It was probably us talking in the hall.
Probably, but it kind of sounded like ghosts. It'd be cool to work into a theme song.
Can I ask you about your friend that you just covered?
The
South Carolina boy, yeah. Does he have a name in all these? Because you said he's like in books and shit.
He's just known as the Lizard Man of Scrape or Swamp.
Huh, okay.
But there are lots of other reptilian cryptids, including a 50-foot Congo snake, Loveland frogman, the Ahool, Ahool, which is kind of like a reptile bat mix, the Hodog, Cassie Rex, and Brinrip.
We're going to have to cover all of these. It kind of sounds like Chupacabra-ish.
It does sound a little Chupacabra-ish, which was actually originally what I was looking at doing for this week.
Okay.
But I thought, let's think outside the box. Maybe let's steer away from the goat sucker. And that's going to be a really long one and in-depth.
Yeah.
Because Chupacabra, is like one of the top three, I'd say. You got Nessie, you got Bigfoot, you got Chupa.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you've heard these theories about how a lot of politicians are reptiles.
Oh, yeah. Or the Zodiac Killer.
Or the Zodiac Killer. What's your favorite reptile theory or story?
I really like I think it was Darnell showed it to me, so I'm kind of not remembering all the details. It was like a Secret Service guy. And I think it was one of Obama's Secret Service guys.
Was a reptile?
Yeah, because like the
reptilian.
Because the way that he like moves his head, he's kind of in shadow, and people think it's like his face morphing.
Oh, interesting.
And I don't think it's real, but it's a cool, fun theory.
Yeah. So, that is the Lizard Man of Scape or Swamp.
I like it.
Yeah, I want to know why they think it's a bear.
Well, like, does South Carolina even have a lot of bears? I was there. I got married down there, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they have bears. Hey, if you live in South Carolina, drop us a line. Tell us if you have bears. Also, tell us if they're green, wet-like, 7 foot, and have 3 fingers.
Yeah.
We'd like to know.
We certainly would.
So, Rue, I gave you the topic of doing some sort of artifact.
Yes. And because I'm me, I still made it really spooky.
Well, I think I told you to make it spooky, too.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, that I am me, and it's still going to be kind of spooky. Because archaeology's, as much as I'm fascinated by it, it's really either dinosaurs or spooky for me in terms of archaeology. And I didn't want to go the dinosaur route.
That's paleontology. Completely different thing.
I still mean old shit that gets dug up. If it's not dinosaurs, it's going to be spooky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just talking about things that you dig up. I know that there are very different classifications.
Oh, lots of different classifications.
Yes.
Okay.
But those are my two general, is Spookables or Dino Boys.
I guess I took the Dino Boys this week.
the wet-like.
The wet-like Dino Boys. So what do we have in the form of Spookables?
So today we are talking about the Polish vampire burials.
Oh, I love this one.
Are you familiar?
I am
Okay.
familiar.
I wasn't sure because it's kind of niche. So I wasn't
Yeah,
sure if I was going to be able
well,
to surprise you, but I know that this is your niche. So,
I've dabbled in this story,
okay.
so I'm interested to see what you have to share that I don't know because I'm pumped.
All right. Well, let's do it.
Do it.
Okay. So, I just did like the hand.
Are we doing jazz hands to start this one? Polish vampire burial.
A 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So, vampire lore has been circulating Europe since about the 11th century.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah. Most
Yes.
commonly, it was believed that a person would become a vampire if they died unbaptized, died by suicide, or suffered a violent death, or if they were immigrants, which feels
Interesting.
big xenophobic.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
But take that as you will. You could apparently also become a vampire if you were among the first people to die of an infectious disease or a plague.
Ooh, that's not looking very good for whoever was the first of Corona.
Yeah. I really, really hope that that's not a shitty Netflix movie that comes soon.
No,
That would be in
that's
poor taste,
bad.
Netflix. Don't do it, buddy. Uh, so the idea of vampires in Europe has plague connections, like I said, since in the medieval era, because diseased corpses were often left exposed and unburied after death because of the high volume of deaths, it kind of gave people an up close and personal view of early stages of decomposition.
Mm-hmm.
And this was at a time where we really didn't understand what that process looked
Science
like.
in general.
Science in general. Wash your hands, you filthy animal. Uh, what do you mean, wash my hands? I'm just cutting off this guy's leg. Like,
I'm not feeling very well. Better go get some leeches. I got ghosts in my blood.
I got ghosts in my blood. I really want a ghosts in your blood shirt. I say that like pretty much every day.
I like that we went transcontinental with it, and we didn't even try to go Middle Ages.
To be fair, transcontinental is just our voice. You did transcontinental Gandalf in like our first episode and it just stuck.
You know what? It is one of my favorite accents.
And I really struggled to say that phrase. Transcontinental Gandalf is like a hella tongue twister.
That needs to be a t-shirt.
There you go. So anyways, as you know, these corpses are left exposed before being buried or, you know, whatever was going to happen to them, people got this front row seat to see what early decomposition looked like. And as we now know, gases are released in the body, which kind of inflates it and makes it look
Floats.
Yep,
Yeah.
bloated or like it's fattening up. Also, as we get further into decomposition, blood starts to pool and is purged through the orifices. So, in their medieval ghosts in your blood logic, people saw these bodies, quote, getting fatter, like they'd been feasting, and so they were like, obviously it's a vampire.
Well,
and I'm like, that's, I feel like that's like option 5 for me. I'd be like, I think it's this, or vampire, but they just jump straight to vampire.
I mean, in that day and time, I guess I could see the logic. I mean, when we talk about corpse in early stages and then later stages of decay, a lot of your skin will kind of recede around your fingernails.
Yeah.
Same with your scalp, making the appearance of your hair and nails growing when really your skin's just receding.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons I could see people from the Middle Ages being like, "Oh, vampire."
Yeah. So that was kind of their thought. It's funny. I actually in my notes I did put, we're in the ghosts in your blood era. Like, this is really my brand. But anyway, so for them, vampire was just kind of the logical leap. They were just like, oh, that's what's going on here. So in the 17th and 18th centuries, though potentially as early as the 15th century in some places, folks in Poland got creative about solving their vampire problems.
Like you do.
Like you do. And so they created new burial rituals, which would either prevent people from rising as vampires or upiors, I think is how you say it in ye old Polish.
I don't know that bit.
Okay, yeah. Or it would just re-kill them if they did reanimate. And so to do this, there were a couple different ways, but, and I'm going to kind of gloss over a couple of them. So one of them was that they would put sickles, so like the curved reaping, harvesting farm implement, would be placed under the chin of the deceased. And so this would
if they rose, they'd get decapitated?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other thing that they
That's
would
a great look at them like solving a zombie apocalypse
right,
before.
just nip
I
that
mean,
shit in the bud
hey,
before it even
guys,
has a
keep
chance.
that in mind for any sort of zombie apocalypse we may face in the future, because it's 2020. Who knows what's next?
I have that on the bingo board for November.
Oh, really? It's January for me.
Oh, okay. You know, I'm just an
We'll see.
overachiever. I want to get this shit going quick.
Yeah, yours is on 2020. I'm thinking it's gonna go a little into 2021.
Are we gonna make it that far?
Barely hanging on as it is.
Okay, and so in other instances, they would place a large brick on either the throat, under the chin, or in the mouth. And sometimes this would even be like a large brick that they would just like shove it in their mouth. And
Sorry,
the idea
could you just
here,
do that one more time? I just want to see that again.
it's like
Ah.
eating like a really big cheeseburger, like
Except it's a brick.
It's a brick. It's a brick burger. So the idea with that was that if the person did resurrect, I almost said resurrect, but I didn't. But then I did, so you can still laugh at me. The idea was then that the rock would either weigh them down or that they would just bite the rock and I guess give up. So
That's an easily deterred vampire. Oh.
you know, that's probably me as a vampire, honestly. I'd be like, I got this comfy coffin. Let me just give up.
I'm just gonna take a nap.
Yeah.
Couple 100 years, try again.
Yeah.
Maybe the brick will be a little less than.
Yeah, it would kind of like disintegrate.
Right?
So in northwestern Poland, researchers excavated 60 out of 333 graves at the Drosko Cemetery. Out of these 60 that they excavated, 6 were vampire burials, which like 10% feels like a lot of vampires.
Yes. Yeah, I would say so. Certainly in a Sims game.
Certainly in a Sims game. Every person in that village would have had like a "you are being hunted" moodlet. God, we are really on The Sims lately.
You know what? I'm still pissed about babies, and we'll get into that as a closing, because I feel like I need to do a follow-up on that.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Let me just finish my story this time, because we got hella sidetracked last week.
I know.
Anyways, so
10%, that's a lot.
It feels like a lot, right?
Yes. Yeah. But also no. As someone who knows a little bit about vampire burials and all that, part of me says no, because you do have the people that would have passed away in winter and therefore sat there longer, deteriorating, so they would automatically be put into that category of vampires if the ground was too hard to bury them or anything like that.
But I'm just saying, like, supposing that they're real vampires,
okay,
having 10% of your population be vampires is, you're living in a vampire town.
Maybe it's like 5%, and then like 5% of, just in case, we're not really sure, but let's like,
Well, to be fair, it's probably 1%.
Safe.
And 9% is like cholera, which we're about to get into.
Okay.
So the researchers compared the enamel of the remains of these individuals' teeth to the animals who are local to the area and discovered similarities, which concluded that these people were not migrants and that they spent most of their time in the region. So if you remember, that was...
So they were locals, yeah.
Yeah, because that was one of the things, is like, oh, they're migrants, so clearly they're vampires, which is just...
And correct me if I'm wrong, but that whole migrant vampire theory kind of originated because people from different countries and different lands would often not be exposed to the same diseases. So they would bring diseases with them as they passed into new territories, and therefore... disease is very synonymous with the vampire culture, the vampire idea. So the thought that they could come from a different land and be a different carrier of things just made them more likely.
Right. Yeah, because again, no one knows about diseases or how they are. It's just, no one got sick before Joe showed up, and now Joe's here and we're all dying, so Joe's a vampire.
You even look at Bram Stoker's Dracula, where he really hammers hard home disease and fear of plague. Opening with a ghost ship and talking about how they have to bring dirt from their native land with them.
Well, and I mean, even just Lucy's illness.
Synonymous.
That's a huge, okay, so none of the 6 bodies that they investigated showed signs of a violent death, which led the researchers to believe that they must have died in a more peaceful manner, which stigmatized them. And they suspected that these were probably some of the first cholera victims in the area. Because cholera was a huge, I mean, everywhere, but particularly in this area of Poland. It
Okay.
just wrecked that community. So the cholera outbreaks actually happened at a really similar time to these burials. And cholera was actually attributed to vampires since it moved so quickly. People thought that there had to be like a supernatural reason behind it. And also, so specifically in Polish culture, the belief was that vampires would come back and feed on their household, like their family. Which makes sense for cholera, because if one person in the household gets it and we're all drinking the same water,
we're all probably
gonna get cholera. And so it kind of is just ghosts in your blood bullshit. That it's like, okay, well, mom got cholera and died, is a vampire, and then everyone else died too. Like, it's just facts, yo. But baptism was the best way to avoid becoming a vampire, because obviously a god shower will fix you. And Polish folk were on the lookout for people who could become vampires after death. The easiest way was not being baptized, but there were some other factors that they would examine. Like if you had a second row of teeth, you were a suspect, which is fair, because that's
fairest out of them so far.
I don't love that. Less fair is people with unibrows.
Okay.
Which now I want a book that is Frida Kahlo vampire.
Oh man, I would read that.
I would read the shit out of that.
I loved Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I thought it was a pretty great book.
So now we just need Frida Kahlo vampire for Abe to hunt in some time dimensional. If we have vampires, we can have time travel.
Yeah, it's just that would be a disservice to Frida. Because in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer, it's very much vampires are synonymous with the slave trade, and that
I haven't read it.
Force and everything. So to imply that she was a vampire would kind of imply that she, so that'd be a little, but.
Okay, well, let's not do that then. Yeah. Okay, I'll have to. I've always meant to read it. I don't know why I haven't.
Read it. Don't watch the movie.
Okay. Because see,
it's not that long of a book.
I heard don't watch the movie, and I think that has like in my brain gotten categorized as don't read the book either. So I'm glad to know that they're separate.
What I like about the book is it takes actual history and it kind of bends it, but it doesn't distort it. It's really, they use it to drive home their plot points, but it's really cool. I don't know.
Okay. Well, so this has been supposedly book club. Now back to these vampires. So that was kind of like how you could identify a vampire, was they had 2 rows of teeth, which
or a unibrow.
Yes, obvious vampire, or a unibrow. So in addition to the traditions, is what I was trying to say, other than
that's tricky to say too.
That's really, I'm just having a rough time. So other than the burial rites that we'd mentioned, some of the other things that were seen in other burial locations were to bury the person face down, and this was, quote, so that he would bite the earth.
They really didn't have, like, a lot of logic in some of these, I feel like.
And also, like, does that make the earth a vampire?
I feel like the brick was slightly higher, is more effective than the burying face down.
Because, like, the brick could at least break out all their vampire teeth, right? Like, it's like a bite the curb American Gangster situation.
Sort of thing. Yeah. But bury him face down just seems like they could roll over and be like, ah!
Like, I sleep face down and I still wake up not a vampire every day. Like,
I don't bite my pillow.
Yeah, well, that's a different story.
Okay, well, all right, well. No judgments. That's like the old tradition where they would oftentimes carry a corpse out, feet first, so they can't look back into the house and want to stay. Mm-hmm. Same kind of logic there.
Yeah.
Or where in Viking culture they would take down a wall to remove a corpse, because then the corpse wouldn't know where the door was and wouldn't be able to find its way in.
That just feels like a lot more work, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Another thing that they would do would be to bury them really deep, like a double depth grave, and then cover that with rocks.
Okay.
So they couldn't get out, I guess. Another thing I thought was interesting is that they would throw poppy seeds into the grave with the bodies. And so poppies, of course, are like opium derivatives. And so I guess they're just like, sleep double, bitch. Like, I don't know why they thought poppy seeds were like vampire proof. I would think like garlic or something would be what you'd throw in there. Yeah.
Okay, so if you die and I suspect you're a vampire, can I just like throw an almond poppy seed muffin in with you and be like, call it good?
Put you on your belly. Step 1, lemon poppy seed muffins are the shit. And step 2,
almonds are better. Almond poppy seed is way better than lemon.
oh, lemon everything all the time.
Ugh.
Whatever. And step 2, poppies are actually my favorite flower, so yes, please.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Deal.
So sometimes pebbles or coins would be placed under the tongue of the person, which that's actually like kind of common in some other traditions, not just with vampires. So I was interested to see it show up in regards to vampires.
That's one I hadn't heard before.
Yeah, coins, people just put coins all over bodies. In your mouth,
Well,
over your eyes. They're just like,
to pay your way across the River Styx.
have some money, I guess. Yeah. And also sometimes their hands would be tied behind their back so that they couldn't do vampire stuff, I guess.
Why don't you just put a muzzle on them?
I don't know. I don't make the rules here.
Okay, wait. So hands tied behind the back is effective, but so is burying them face down, where they could just use their hands to
They really don't
over.
have a lot of faith in these vampires.
Maybe the vampires are kind of like, I don't know, idiotic zombies.
Maybe.
Okay.
So kind of more gruesome is that sometimes the person's feet would be mutilated or the musculature of their legs would be cut so they were physically unable to rise.
Interesting.
So we just have like a Kathy Bates misery vampire situation on our hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least they were dead first.
At least. Yeah. Which is better than misery.
Probably.
Hopefully. It is the medieval times.
So they might not entirely know. But probably.
Grandpa was just sleeping. Oh no.
No, it's not.
That,
not like that. Like you could go into a coma, or you could.
Yeah, no, they would.
You're dead. I'm not dead yet.
Right. Okay, where am I? So oftentimes in vampire burials, the head would be completely removed and then buried near the feet, because the idea here was that if the vampire couldn't find its head, it couldn't rise. Which, like, I feel like decapitation kind of ends the game.
Yeah, fair. I don't know. Well, I mean, let's think about it. Back then, you're probably in a coffin. You're not in a casket, right? So, yeah, you couldn't reach your feet where your head would be.
Yeah, but also, like, can they reanimate without their head being attached? Because headless vampire is not a canon of the lore that I am familiar with.
Yeah, true.
Which is kind of what's weird to me, is it's like, cool, game over, like, you won. I get it, like, if they're like, this is how we ultimately stop vampires.
I feel like I have seen a headless vampire trope before. But yeah, mostly it's decapitation or, a stake through the heart, that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm glad you brought up stakes through the heart. Sometimes spikes would be driven through the head, tongue, or heart, and staking was a common practice. Often they would drive the stake all the way through to the coffin so that, like, the body would be pinned to it.
Pinned to the coffin?
Yeah, which was
interesting. You wouldn't want to make a mistake doing that.
No, we're moving on.
Okay.
So it's unclear if we... What? I
said a swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss, yeah. So it's unclear if we have an accurate understanding of how widespread these rituals were, because there may have actually been some lobotomies that were actually vampire rites or vice versa, but because the wood used disintegrated, we're left with questions. So we have a lot more bodies with holes in their heads than we have understanding of why. So we're not super sure what the dealio is, but yeah.
Well, that's fascinating.
So that's the story of Polish vampire burials.
I like a good vampire lore.
I do too. I have such a fondness for... I was a vampire like 4 years in a row as a kid for Halloween.
Do you know in ancient... Is it ancient Greeks or ancient Romans? I think in ancient Greeks, I could be wrong, and maybe it's Romans.
Yeah.
They thought all natural-born redheads were vampires.
I think that is Greek. So.
Yeah, I think that's Greek too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. They're not wrong. Little me was very much under the belief that I was a vampire. I had no facts to back it up, but I was convinced. Yeah, I was a Twilight nerd for a long time.
Oh, man.
It hit it right. I was in high school, and those books just captivated me. And then I got like to the last one, and I was like, this feels not great. And I kind of like reread part of the first book a few years later, and I was like, wow, this is toxic and abusive.
That your Alice Cullen comment you made earlier this week to me is making more sense now. So I
Yeah,
had a shoot this week, and I had to wear a brown wig for the shoot, and it was a short brown wig, and Rue told me I looked like a missing Cullen.
I did, because you had, like, I don't know if you were, like, ring lighted up or something. Your eyes were popping. You had the brown wig. You're so
I
freaking
just did a
pale like
selfie with
me.
the flash on.
Oh, well, girl, your eyes were like, boom. And I was just like, yeah, no, she could totally be a missing Cullen sibling. But yeah, no, so I outgrew Twilight, and now I'm an Anne Rice aficionado, and Lestat is my choice in Vampire Boy.
Stott is your homeboy.
He is. So I do want to cover really quickly, not cover, but just talk with you. Since you had me do archaeology, have you heard of the sarcophagi that were unearthed this last week?
Where?
Oh, okay, hold on, let me
I
pull
mean,
it up.
probably, because I follow a lot of archaeology news.
I know you do. I was surprised this wasn't like how you opened the episode.
There have been a couple, so I want to know which one you're talking about, and we'll see if I know about it or not.
Okay, so I am reading from the National Post right now.
Okay.
September 8th, so like 3 days ago. 13 sealed coffins, 2,500 years old. God damn it, my page just refreshed. Hold on.
I was so into this.
I know, I was too, and it was just like refreshing. 13 sealed coffins, 2,500 years old, found in Egyptian desert. According to Egypt's Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, at least 13 ancient coffins, all made of wood and completely intact, have been uncovered in the necropolis of Saqqara, a large desert burial ground in the city that was once Memphis. Did you hear about that?
No.
Oh, dude,
I knew that they were starting to do some stuff, but I thought it was more in the Valley of the Kings.
This cache is special because the sarcophagi have remained intact for millennia, according to a report by Science Alert. It was found in a shaft
I'm getting on
11
Google
meters
right now.
below ground and stacked together. Some of the colors painted are still visible.
Sorry, that's just the sound of me feverishly Googling to see what. Ooh, no,
Yeah.
I didn't know about this one.
Yeah, they say, I'm continuing to read the article to you guys. It's not yet known who is buried in the coffins, but excavation work at the site is expected to eventually provide more information on the names and identities of those within. According to the government minister, three sealed niches were also found within the burial shaft, which may hold more coffins.
It's not in. I am so here for this.
Right?
Okay, and you said it's by the city that used to be Memphis?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, it's funny. Like, I've seen this shared a couple times on, like, my Facebook and Twitter, and one of my friends shared it, and it was just, like, me and a bunch of other people doing the Mike Wazowski, put that thing back where it came from, or so help me, so help me, so help me. Because, like, 2020 does not need to end a la Brendan Fraser in The Mummy. Like, I'm not... That's not how I would like.
Do you feel like we're living in a cabin in the woods type situation where they keep finding stuff and it's like, what's it gonna be?
Yeah, and there's just people with like money in a pool and they're like, oh darn, I really thought it was gonna be this.
I thought it was gonna be mummies.
Yeah, dude, no, man, this year has sucked.
Well, as news continues to come out about this, I definitely would like to talk more about it and follow up on this in a future episode as more things are revealed. Definitely. So what do you think, Rue? Do you think we're good, or do you think we need something else to fill the time? Because I can probably grab some haunted eBay listings real quick just to spice things up.
Well, we could do that. Or, I mean, it has been a short episode, and I know you had some more baby ranting to do about The Sims.
You're gonna let me rant about The Sims
I am.
Instead of read a haunted eBay listing? Oh,
I mean, you can do both, but...
Okay, all right. Well, okay, so here's my Sims rant, and I'm gonna keep it slow. Short. I'm gonna keep it short because you guys
I was like, what?
Heard me complain about this enough anyway.
Yeah.
So, Sims 4 Journey to Batuu came out on the 8th, and that was the Star Wars franchise, Disney World type mess that we got. I'm sorry, don't get me wrong. All about the Star Wars, all about the content. There are so many Star Wars games out there already that provide you with a much more in-depth gameplay option and experience for the Star Wars universe. However, on The Sims, we kind of like a little more free play, a little more options, historical options, otherwise. Look, we're not getting new aliens with Star Wars. We got basically masks and different types of skin coverings and things. It's just kind of a shit show, if you don't mind me saying so.
Okay.
And you know what we didn't get during our update that kind of led like we were promised over the years?
Babies.
Babies! We did not get updated babies, so the babies are still objects stuck in their crib with no personality. Oh, you can change their onesie since Nifty Knitting, but bleh. Like, they need to work on that. So, Sims team went into total oh crap mode because everybody dislikes this Sims 4 Journey to Batuu. Okay, not everybody. There are some Star Wars fans out there that are kind of interested in the gameplay, but the truth is it doesn't really provide an in-depth gameplay experience for the Sims 4. So they kind of go into crisis mode and they're like, well, we're going to tell you guys that we have a new expansion pack being released, and they're going to let us know what that is in 2 weeks. But they have come out to say that it will not include updated babies, and it will not include updated skin tones, which we've been asking for years. Guess what else is not in there? Cars. Still haven't gotten those for a while.
Okay,
And
everything
and
you're saying is in
farming pack.
Sims 3, right? Like, babies are real.
Sims 3, Sims 2.
Yeah. Why have we downgraded cars and babies?
Well, it's 2020, and we can't have nice things, apparently.
No, we can't.
So, that being said, that is my Sims rant. Oh, one more little thing to toss in there. So they're going to announce this new expansion pack to kind of detract from the Sims 4 Journey to Batuu madness. But in the meantime, they accidentally put a link up for a new game pack.
Oh.
And the new game pack hasn't been revealed, but now we know there's a new game pack that's said to come out soon too, and so everybody's speculating, but it's just kind of a shit show over there. Now, let's do a haunted eBay list.
Let's find your new best friend.
Do you know what's still available for purchase on eBay that we've covered in the past?
Your girlfriend.
No, it's not my girlfriend. It would be Jim's girlfriend.
Oh, okay. My apologies.
No, you know what it is that creepy-looking $3,000 haunted door.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, still available on eBay.
Oh, man, I still don't feel like dropping $3,000 on that, but go off.
Should we read a doll, or should we go for something a little different? Should we do a Dybbuk box? What are you feeling right now?
Oh,
haunted jewelry?
Sure, yeah, let's do some haunted jewelry.
All right, here's a 5-ring lot. Haunted mystery jewelry, quick sale, offer magic djinn demon spirits.
Ooh.
And it has 11 watchers right now. Okay, so let's see the description. It's listed for $40. There appears to be some different rings here that are interesting. They actually look really, really nice and quite possibly gold.
No, Jesse.
For $40.
No, Jesse. You just got rid of the spookables in your house. No, Jesse.
But some of them look really...
No, Jesse.
This is viewed once per hour. I'm trying to find the description, but it doesn't really appear like there is one, which makes it all the more mysterious if you think about it. Okay, I guess we're going to have to look at something else because there's no description on this.
Oh, okay.
So I guess it's just a mystery demon 5-ring lot.
That you're about to buy.
I'm not going to buy it. Although I still haven't sent your birthday gift out yet. Haunted, creepy, paranormal, antique, barn wood Ouija planchette. Devil, see below.
What the fuck? You can't just devil barnwood Ouija. What?
Yeah, true story. So, it is a haunted, creepy, paranormal, antique barnwood Ouija planchette. Devil, see below. So, it appears to be a homemade Ouija planchette, clearly repurposed barnwood.
Jess, you gotta say it right. Gotta say it right.
Ouija.
Ouija board.
Ouija board. And it has the word devil in all caps carved into it in the bottom. Not carved,
why would you do that? What?
And an upside down cross on the tip of the planchette. It's currently going for $15.
So I don't mean to get too Archer on you, but like, do you want demons? Because that's how you get demons.
That is how you get demons. Apparently, this should be more on Etsy because it is made to order. See description. What the hell are these descriptions?
I love the idea that it's like a shiplap Ouija board or like a shiplap planchette. That's very Joanna Gaines of them. In like the most antichrist, not wholesome religious Christian Joanna Gaines sort of way.
Up for buy it now, getting older. Selling some of my large collections of dolls, photos, and other vessels. For a few years, I have been making personalized Ouija planchettes. After being cut and stained, I and other mediums and psychic friends use them as vessels for attachments on various Ouija boards.
No, you don't want attachments. What are you people doing?
Yeah, this is not recommend this. Most of them end up being active and named. There have been a few that just wouldn't work with my attachment, so they're tossed in the trash. I've had devil on many, as well as attachments' names, and even family members' names. Mom,
Don't
Dad,
toss
Emily,
them in the
etc.
trash. And also, that's
These
not
are
your mom, dad, or Emily. That is actual Satan.
Yeah, it really gets worse.
If
Let's
you
take a look
have
at something
devil
else.
and an upside down cross wood burned in and someone's like, I'm your mom, it's Emily. It's fucking not Emily,
It's
my
not
dude.
Emily. There's one person it's not, and that's Emily.
And that's Emily. Unless Emily is the name of your personal demon.
Alright. A lot of dolls, once again.
Yeah.
A lot of Dybbuk boxes in different
Okay.
forms. So some of these dolls range from looking really old and creepy to here's one that's basically just Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Just to shake things up a little bit, I'm going to scroll until one catches my eye, and I'm going to go ahead and... Haunted Spirit Metaphysical Supernatural Possessed Victorian Revival Chair Set.
That's a really long... Someone needs to edit them.
Haunted Spirit Metaphysical Supernatural Possessed Victorian Revival Chair Set. It is viewed once per hour, and the chair set goes for $425. They are antique chairs. So let's read a little bit about them. Please note they are for local pickup only.
Oh, okay.
It's a pair of Victorian Renaissance, likely 50s, vintage red velvet and walnut chairs with tuft backs and spirits attached.
Okay, hold on. How is it Renaissance Victorian but from the 50s? That's like mid-century mod, right?
No, I think it's like Victorian Renaissance, likely 50s. Are we talking like 1850s?
Right, because that's not what that is, my dude. That's post-World War II.
1850s, my love.
Okay, that's
18,
better. Well,
which
but
is
when
still
you just
technically
put 50s,
Victorian era, likely. Well,
50s,
that's why they prefaced it with Victorian Renaissance, likely 50s.
Okay,
vintage red velvet.
I guess.
Okay, vintage red velvet and walnut chairs with tuft backs and spirits attached. These are husband and wife residual spirits, each continuously sitting in their individual chairs. That's kind of cute.
That is kind of cute.
This type of spirit is unaware of their surroundings and are unable to interact with humans. Residual hauntings are normally associated with activities of either great tragedy or great joy. Oh, I hope it's great joy, and they just
really do too.
Really enjoyed sitting next to each other in their chairs.
Mm-hmm.
The velvet is undamaged, and the walnut has very few small imperfections caused by wear over the decades. It's very solid and usable if you don't mind someone on your lap. Local pickup only, sold as the set. These are sold as a matching set of chairs only. Otherwise, you're going to break up the spirits, and that would suck. So, if you are interested in the Haunted Spirit Metaphysical Supernatural Possessed Victorian Revival chair sets for the low price of just $425, local pickup, jump onto eBay and check out the user. Where do you find the user's name? Maybe I'm just having a really hard time here. Look, I can't find the user, but, if you just Google Haunted Spirit Metaphysical Supernatural Possessed Victorian Revival chair set, I'm sure it'll come up.
I'm sure there can't be that many.
There's probably not that many.
Yeah.
But you can get a homemade voodoo doll.
I feel like the only voodoo dolls are homemade. It's not really a Walmart item.
That's true.
Yeah.
Except in this, The Sims, yet again. Okay, so.
Sweet Jesus.
Witchcraft Voodoo Haunted Doll Handmade Cinder 6-piece kit. So, let's learn a little bit about the 6-piece kit. 6-piece kit. I see that they have all sorts of options here. And here is the description. Here's what you get. You get one handmade voodoo doll, 8 to 10 inches in length, 5 pins, 1 to 0.27 ounces of witchcraft oil, a candle. The style may vary from time to time, 1 mojo bag, and 1 set of very detailed instructions. So I bet you have questions.
I have So many questions.
So here's some real questions and shared experiences from buyers that this individual has been asked to answer.
Okay.
The first question you might have would be, can I keep the doll after I use it? While you could keep the doll around after you use it, they strongly advise against it. You opened a door and closed it with salt, a black candle, and need to bury it under the door to keep it closed. Can you use the voodoo doll on yourself? Yes, you can. You can use it on yourself, but be careful what you wish for. Do not cause harm to yourself, then get rid of it. Is the black candle the correct candle to use? Yes, black candle is the correct candle to use. Is this a religion? Some people believe it is. That's an interesting question right there. Can I use it on anyone? Yes. What can the doll be used for? There are no limits on what you can ask for. How soon can I start using the doll? And why don't you ask me a question? I'll just see if it's on the list. Let's say now for fun.
God, I mean, the question I really want to know is, like, can you use it on Donald Trump?
There is no limit on what you can ask for.
There you go.
And it says, can you use it on anyone? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
All right. Well, not that I would personally, because I don't believe that voodoo is right for me. But if that is part of your practice, I'm not saying you can't.
There are lots of options on eBay. Here, I want to know, I want to quote the users' names. Where are the users' names?
I want to know.
Rue? Well, this one comes from Tennessee.
Okay. I'm curious about the whole, can I use it on myself? And they're like, yeah, but don't do anything bad. Like, is it just a tickle me Elmo for yourself at that point? Like, what?
Maybe, like, if your back really itches in that spot you can't reach.
Yeah, that's fair, man.
Get in there. Give yourself a good massage.
Yeah.
Cure your back pain. I don't know. Let's see if anything else jumps out at me before we close this little segment that we've thrown in. Is that like a haunted pig thing? It is, but it's not very interesting.
Oh,
that's a creepy doll.
I want haunted pigs.
Handmade resin Ouija board, haunted witch owned. Spirit communication board, ocean. Yeah, let's just keep going. Let's see. There's got to be something in here. Oh, that is creepy.
All right, that's it.
It is a haunted, creepy old clown cloth doll. Haunted, creepy old clown cloth doll. I know. It sounded like clan.
I was like, that is very creepy. The clan is always
It kind of looks clan-like. I'm not going to read the description of that one. The dolls just kind of bore me right now. I'm looking at something a little more jazzy. I mean, we got to have something to compete with. I mean, we've had some good things up today.
We have.
Oh, I think I found it. Okay. It is a red Santa hat wearing rubber duck. With a green scarf on.
I wasn't ready for that sentence to end that way.
Haunted, powerful, red spirit vessel, beautiful luck, money, help, bird, spirit doll, A3.
No!
For $25, you can own a haunted, powerful, red spirit vessel, beautiful luck, money, help, bird, spirit doll, A3, also known as Santa Duck, we're going to call this.
Rubber ducky.
I thought the chairs were the best so far.
Rubber ducky. Lots of fun.
We offer you today this wonderful vessel with a bird squirt attached. Oh, spirit. I thought you could squirt the rubber duck. With a bird spirit attached. So this is the spirit of a bird in this Santa rubber duck. It is so very special and will make you soar to many beautiful places in your dreams. It will bring you freedom from whatever you need to overcome and will fill your soul with freedom like no other. It is so beautiful when its wings spread wide. It will also bring fortune and luck, a new beginning. If you feel you can benefit from this beautiful spirit, then it is all yours. Many blessings, love, and light. I should be noted that the what's this called? The haunted, powerful, red spirit vessel, beautiful luck, money, help, bird, spirit doll, A3. The duck looks a little grumpy.
So my question is, it's a bird spirit, but is it turtle doves, French hens, maybe a partridge?
I would say something Christmas themed for sure.
I was doing the 12 days of Jessie. Come on, that was really clever.
I know. I am so very sorry, but
really
something caught my attention about the haunted, powerful, red spirit vessel, beautiful luck, money, help, bird, spirit doll, A3. While you were saying that, and that is, it is not a rubber duck. In fact, it appears to be a pepper shaker.
Oh, but shaped like a rubber duck. This just goes all the way.
Shaped like a red rubber duck.
Wow. All right.
On that note,
this has been supposedly.
This has been supposedly. Maybe we should do this a little more often.
I think we should. I was a little worried to do it too often, though, because you did almost buy Anita that one time.
I did, and she's been sold. Although these haunted spirit metaphysical supernatural possessed Victorian chairs are pretty sweet.
As long as you don't mind someone sitting in your lap.
Well, I mean, it's a residual haunting. It'd be kind of cool just to put them in the corner and see what happens.
There you go.
Yeah.
So where can people find us, Jessie?
You can email us at supposedlypod@gmail.com. Let us know if there are any stories you want us to cover. Have you yourself bought a haunted item, such as the haunted powerful red spirit vessel, beautiful luck, money, help, bird, spirit doll A3 off of eBay? We would love to hear your story, or if you have anything you feel like you just want to share with us, we'd love that. And you can hit us up on our socials at
supposedlypod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yep. And until next time.
Bye. Wait,
Bye.
what do we do?
I don't know. Bye. Bye.
No, we do join us next time.
Join us next time. You know what? It's on.
Supposedly. Oh, man.
Oh, can we try one more time?
Please,
but keep
God.
that in. That was pretty great. All right.
Join us next time on
Supposedly. Haunted powerful red spirit vessel, beautiful luck, money, help, bird decks.
A3.
Not included.
No.